Sit. Okay. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Sit. Hey, Shalom, Sister Kate here. This morning, we had our intro with the dogs and the feeding, which happens every morning. And then I wanted to show you what I'm doing today. These are my tomato plants, and that's butterfly netting to hopefully protect them from our chickens. We've got a fence in, fence out issue here with the chickens. They figured out that red tomatoes are ripe, food. The red coloring, they really dig it. And so they started to attack the ripening tomatoes back there. And I wait for the tomatoes every year, right? I hate getting them from the store because they don't taste as good. And so they're one of the things that I grow in my garden that I really look forward to having. And as I've said in other videos, I very seldom get enough to can because the bugs here are so bad. And, we're still working on how to deal with them. You guys have suggested neem oil and vinegar with Dawn in it and so on. Long story short, haven't really had time, haven't done that yet. I have used some commercial pesticides on different things. Doesn't seem to make any difference, so I stopped using them. But I did order the butterfly netting. Let me show it to you real quick. It's polypropylene, and it's really fine. And I've actually put it around my Brussels sprouts. See, they're in the background. I can show you that real quick. They look like little Caspers right back in there. But it's being pretty effective. I've found those harlequin bugs crawling on the outside of that stuff and killed them by hand. And so I was using this to protect the tomatoes, even though there's only like 2 chickens right now who are rogue and running around. But we have close to 20 chickens that are in runs right now, and it's the best time of year for them to eat bugs and green stuff. And so in an effort to finally get these things fenced in, we've had some help pounding the poles. The millennial man helped us out. And then we have chicken fencing that Pastor and I are going to go cut and set up here. So what I'm doing right now is I'm getting the butterfly netting off of the plants. And also I have a very fine, let me show it to you, bird mesh, anti-bird mesh. I don't know if you can see it, but it's right here. I just put it on there. Even with that on in the past, chickens are smart and they'll figure a way to get out under it and get at what they want. So it's been only on there maybe 2 or 3 days, and so I'm detaching it from the tomato cages and the plants, and I'm rolling it up and I'm putting it into trash bags. I've already done one piece right here, and I think those sections are like 6 by 25 or 6 by 10 foot something, and then this butterfly net was left over, so it's an approximate maybe 3 feet by 6 feet. But I'll roll that up too and I'll put it in a bag because you can reuse it and I want to. So we're going to cut that fence and get it up, and that's my goal for today. Here comes Pastor with our roll of chicken wire, and we need about 60 feet, give or take. I've measured pole to pole, and 60 feet would give us extra footage to make some kind of opening in it. So next thing I'll be cutting that and then wiring it to those poles. Anything to say this morning, Pastor?
I'm going to wire it to the pole and then cut it.
Okay, he's going to wire it to the pole and then cut it. Voice of experience, voice of enthusiasm.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a wedding veil.
Yeah.
So it's all rolled in a ball, and I try to roll it so that I can unroll it and then, you know, maybe fold it in a neater way. And then I'll probably put it back over top of the chicken wire once we've gotten that up, just to keep the chickens from jumping over the fence and getting back in there. And hopefully keep a little bit of pests out. These plants are doing pretty well. The ones in the raised bed that Pastor made me are doing really well over there. But I did catch some caterpillars starting to eat some of the ripe tomatoes, so I had to go in and squish them by hand too. But all right, continuing on. All right, I'm tall for this thing, see, so I gotta bend down. But I've got my gardening bag, which has in it this hook that Brother Kelly sent me that I use for Korean sesame and other weeds that I need cut down. And then I have gloves and trimmers in here because we have a lot of blackberries and vines that have ouchies on them and poison ivy. So it's prudent to have, you know, the stuff you need. So what I'm doing next is I've got to cut this vine right here. It's stuck in the fencing, and it's got big old stickers on it. So my next task is to cut that. And so, whoop, wrong glove. Look at that. Got a hole in it. These gloves get used here a lot, and we find that when we do a job and we have to do it quick, we just take them off and throw them down, then we forget that we did it, and then inevitably we find them the next year, or they get mowed over. That's no fun. All right, let me get at this. Start cutting this out of here. And then on to the next part. All right, so we're getting the fence to the poles, and after that, secure it. That little girl out there is a brown Sussex, and I have 4 of them. They are new. I bought them as pullets this year, and they don't go beyond the road, really. They haven't come over to the garden, but the main flock is up there, and I'm about to let them out. Going on. Okay, I went up and let the chickens out. What's going on here, Pastor?
I'm just making a rudimentary gate.
But we've got the fence all the way around now.
We do.
And then
I'm just going to fasten this fence to this 2x4 so that we have a way to
Pull
close
it.
it and open it around the corner. Clearly this is not perfect, but it will work.
right, it only has to last for a couple more weeks. These
Perfect
tomatoes
is
will
the
get
enemy of good enough.
right, and these tomatoes will get ripe, and that'll be it. And then this little bed we can just kind of cover over for winter, maybe throw some more mulch on top of it. All right, bless you all. I'm going to put that netting over top. I'll show you that, and then that's probably the end of this video. All right, so it's finished. It's hard to see, but that black netting, one piece did fit over the whole thing, so that made me pretty happy. It's done. The birds are out now. They're wandering around. I used to chase them off when they came this way, so they're not going to come down here immediately, but they'll make their way down here and then hopefully start eating some of the bugs that are in between the beds. So that's our morning. That's, you know, one of the things we've done. I've got to go let my ducks out now. I'm super excited that y'all's gardens are doing well. Let me put that down so it doesn't wiggle around as much, and I can adjust it a little. Nothing makes me happier than to see you all posting your videos of your garden doing well, or your Instagram pictures, or whatever. I'm not trying to say I've got the best system in the world. We share with you what we do just so you can see. You can try it yourself, but we are in no way saying this is the best way in the world. And we are going to upgrade some of these beds to those raised beds next year because we're older and because it'll be easier for us to garden. But I'm just excited if you guys do anything. If you grew a plant on your balcony of your apartment, I'm excited for you, just because you're producing your own food, you're taking some control in your life, and that allows you a little bit more wiggle room, and it saves you money. So thanks for watching, y'all. Bless you so much. If you have ideas for future videos, go ahead and put them in your comments. Bless you. Shalom.